Greetings, this is Professor Nguyen coming to give you some final thoughts regarding what we have discussed in Business 313, Introduction to Entrepreneurship. So what is this course about? Business 313, Introduction to Entrepreneurship is about giving aspiring or budding entrepreneurs important information regarding entrepreneurship, topics such as identifying new venture opportunities, getting started in a new venture, creating a business plan with practical business models, financing and marketing strategies, and planning for the future have been discussed in the last 10 weeks. So what were the learning outcomes? So by the end of week 11, students in Business 313 course or aspiring or budding entrepreneurs can recommend a business model. And the business model needs to align with a business venture that he or she has in mind. Be able to justify target market segments. Who will be the consumers? Who will be the clients that come and patronize the products and services that aspiring or budding entrepreneur has to offer? Recommend a plan for identifying sources to fund a business and develop a complete business plan that includes an executive summary and an exit strategy. So what is a business model? A business model is a company core strategy for profitability doing. It's basically a high-level strategy. So a business model includes information like products or services that the business plans to sell, target markets, and any anticipated expense. Focus on pricing and costs. Covers startup costs and financing sources, target market segments, and market strategy. Some of the example of a business model can be freemium membership, direct sales, advertising based, and brick and mortar. It basically, for example, Facebook. How does Facebook be able to generate profits and revenues? They advertise. Membership, LA Fitness, Planet Fitness, Netflix. These business entities offer their members certain things. And in doing so, they gain membership fees. They use the membership fee as revenues to pay liabilities, to pay expenses and their investors. So when aspiring entrepreneurs decide to turn their dream into a reality, they come up with a business model, but then they need to see, okay, who will be my customers? Who will come and buy the product that the future, the aspiring, the budding entrepreneur has in mind and want to sell to the potential client or the potential consumer? So they focus on what we call the target market segmentation. Segmentation means to divide the people that they have in mind into subgroup. Now, if you say everybody is my customer, you are thinking too broad and you might not be able to reach out to everybody. You end up buying so many things that people don't need. So what will you do with the products or the services that you plan to have? It's just sitting somewhere and collecting dust. And you are not able to deliver anything to anybody. You might end up closing your business. So having a plan to market your product to a potential customer is important. So the target market segment is a way of dividing the market into approachable groups, such as the primary and the secondary groups. Focus on attracting the right customers. Increase brand loyalty. Identify niche markets. So after you have your target market segmentation planned out, you need to be able to focus on your startup funds. So aspiring or budding entrepreneurs need to look into how, where the money come from in order for he or she or they open up new business or businesses. So these startup funds can come from small loans or loans. And remember, Small Business Administration, which is an agency, help new and aspiring entrepreneurs to obtain loans. SBA, or Small Business Administration, does not give out loans. This agency serves as a middleman to set up the guidelines, the principles, help banks like Bank of America or Wells Fargo or SunTrust to come up with strategies and plans to give loans to startup business owners. So startup business owner can have the funds to pay for equipment, to pay for potential first 3 months of operations. So they serve as the middleman, but they do not give out loans. So just be cognizant that loans must be repaid. Aspiring entrepreneurs can use personal funds from savings or checking accounts. Tap into personal cash. Recheck possible funding sources. Some aspiring entrepreneurs think about grants or contribution from friends and families, but there are consequences that they have to do in order to get these funds. For example, if an aspiring entrepreneur asks friends and family members to donate, but they don't have any contractual agreement, friends and family might come up in the future and say, hey, I'll let you have some of my money, but we never say anything about you have it for free. Now I want something for free back. They might want a percentage of your share. So you might have legal issues. So you have to think about possible funding that you may not want to have, because you don't want to put yourself into a legal situation. And when that happens, you do not have the energy or the focus to drive your business, and you might end up closing your business. So these are the potential funding source. Now, once you have all of these ideas, you need to put together a business plan. Now, unless you have your own money and you want to use the money that you already have, you can go ahead and open a business. You don't need a plan, but you need something, because you need to know what you are going to do, because it will be so chaotic when you don't have a plan. But for those who have to borrow or have to gather funding sources, it is imperative that aspiring entrepreneur needs to have a business plan, which is a written document which describes how a business, usually a startup, defines its objectives and how it is going to achieve its goal, outlines the company's go-to-market plan, financial projections, market research, business purpose, and of course, a mission statement. And the mission statement normally go at the beginning of the executive summary. There are many different kinds of business plan. You can have a one-page business plan. You can have an expansion business plan, a feasibility business plan, a strategic business plan, a lean business plan, a standard business plan, or a startup business plan. So regardless of the business plan you have, the business plan must include the following components. Basically, you need an executive summary. This is where you talk about what your business is about. What is your goal? What is that you want to achieve? What funding source you will use? How you will exit your business in case things don't go well. But you put them into a short statement that comprises of everything. You need to focus on the business model. What business model is practical to help the business to generate revenues? Who will be your consumers? What funds you will use to open your business venture opportunity? What will be your contingency plan in case you decide to call it quit? So these are the basic components of a business plan, whether you use a one page, a lean business, a standard, or a feasibility business plan. These are some of the basic components that a business plan must have. So I hope we have gained valuable insights from each other in the past 10 plus weeks regarding how we can go about to become successful entrepreneurs in the marketplace. This is Professor Nguyen from Australian University.